Hey everybody, this is Geneva of Geneva's Closet Talk Show. Please make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook at Geneva's Closet. And you can email me at genevascloset22@gmail.com. Now, let's get into the news. Shout out to the Closet Seeker that sent me this information. This is coming from dallasnews.com, and it is dated for December 13th, 2018, and it says, a 26-year-old man has been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting outside a Dallas strip club after Thanksgiving. Kendall Deshaun Morris was booked Wednesday on a murder charge in the death of Nicholas Shaquan, if I'm saying that correctly, Diggs, outside Dallas Cabaret. Diggs, 25, was found dead in the street around 4:45 a.m. November 23, 2018, in the 2400 block of Walnut Ridge. A second victim, 28-year-old Joshua Brown, was also wounded in the shooting. Morris and another man are accused in the fatal shooting. The second suspect has not been arrested. Court records show Diggs, Morris, and the second suspect were celebrating a birthday and had gone to several other clubs before stopping at Dallas Cabaret. While at one of the clubs, the group ran into Joshua Brown, who also went to the strip club on Walnut Ridge. The second suspect waited for Brown outside the club to fight him. The men fought in the middle of the street. Afterwards, Brown and his friends tried to leave, according to an arrest warrant affidavit. That's when Morris reached into a Chevrolet Avalanche, pulled out a gun, and handed the weapon to the other suspect, witnesses told police. The second suspect started shooting, striking Brown and Diggs. Brown was hit in the foot. A man working security at the club told police that he tried to stop the second suspect, but the man fled. The witness told investigators he heard the second suspect say, "The murder rate about to go up in this bleep, bleep, bleep." Before walking into the club, the warrant says, Morris remains in the Dallas County Jail in lieu of $250,000 bail. Okay, so what I'm getting from this situation is Kendall, Nicholas, the one who died, and the suspects, who they're not naming, were all friends, and it was their birthdays, and they were out going to the clubs and the strip clubs, and they were hanging out. And the suspect is the one who had the beef or the issue with Joshua Brown, and when they seen him at the club, a fight ended up happening, and then Kendall went inside his car when Joshua and his friends were trying to leave after the fight. Kendall went in his car, pulled out a gun, handed it to the suspect, the one who name they're not giving, and he shot the gun and ended up killing his friend. That's what I'm getting from this whole thing, the way it's written. He killed his friend Nicholas and shot Joshua Brown in the foot. And then at the time that I am reading the article dated for 2018, December 13th, I think it say, of 2018, that is the day that Kendall Deshaun Morris was arrested. So the incident happened November 23rd, 2018, and let the record show, September, October, November. This is 2 months after Joshua Brown witnessed the whole situation with Botham Jean. Then he has his own situation in Dallas at the Dallas Cabaret, where he ended up being shot in the foot. And I heard that Kendall Deshaun Morris is out of jail. Don't know exactly when he was bonded out of jail, but found out that he's currently out of jail, and that Joshua Brown is supposed to be, or was supposed to be, testifying in that case. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's totally sure. I haven't found any documents on it, but my whole purpose of bringing this information to you all is because I know the first thing people started thinking as soon as we heard that Joshua Brown was killed was to go straight and start saying that the Dallas police had something to do with it. And I'm not saying that they didn't. Hey, that one is still on the table. I don't know, because I heard that there is a $100,000 reward out for the information leading to the arrest of the killer of Joshua Brown. So hopefully with that amount of money out there, someone will say something. But like I said, it could be the Dallas police. I don't know. But considering the fact that we don't necessarily know Joshua Brown, even though he did seem like a sweetheart on the stand, and it was really hard for him to, testify and say what he heard, the things, about both them John, but yeah, I guess he had some other situations going on that we didn't know anything about, and I heard that he was supposed to be a witness on that whole case since he did get shot in the foot, and that old boy is out of jail. So there is some word on the street that it could have been this Kendall guy. He may have had something to do with it. And remember that word was that Joshua was worried for his own life. He was feeling like something may happen to him. And I remember seeing a text message or a Facebook, a IG message where he mentioned something about that. So, and we just automatically assumed that it had something to do with the police, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it had something to do with this Kendall guy, because he knew that Kendall had been released from jail and he was out on bond. Was he out on bond? With a $250,000 bond? Was he able to pay that? And how was he even out on bond for something like that? I don't even know. But we just automatically assumed it has something to do with the police, but we don't know. So I just wanted to throw that out there just to give you something to think about, just in case you hadn't heard of it.
Justice continued days after the murder of Joshua Brown. Social media posts and speculation about the Dallas man's mysterious death are increasing, and that has some folks like DeSoto pastor Marcus D. King concerned.
Everyone wants to be a part of what story is taking place. And many times we share information that is totally inaccurate.
King posted a message on Facebook urging folks to be patient as information about this case unfolds. We know Brown was shot multiple times outside the Altera Apartments in Dallas's medical district. Over the weekend, civil rights attorney Lee Merritt, who is now working with the Brown family, tweeted incorrect information saying Brown was shot in his mouth and chest. That post was retweeted more than 77,000 times. Merritt later scaled back his post, saying he was told by the immediate family that the medical examiner said mouth and chest. He claimed he was initially told the back. Merritt added another witness claimed it was the buttocks inside. That retraction was only retweeted less than 600 times. After much social media attention, Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins chimed in, saying Mr. Brown was not shot in the mouth or head, but was shot multiple times. Pastor King says unconfirmed or conflicting information can at times be damaging to the people and to the cases.
Let's pause. Let's let the truth kind of develop a little bit, because it can cause hysteria and unnecessary emotions can take place.
We've learned Joshua Brown was a father of 3 young children. His former girlfriend, Shantia Victor, is on social media saying we need answers and we need justice. The NAACP Legal Fund is also weighing in. Its leaders are calling for an immediate independent investigation of the murder of Joshua Brown.
Now, check this out.
I asked Judge Kemp what was going through her mind when Botham's younger brother, Brant, pleaded with her, allowing to hug him, or to hug Geiger, I should say, which the judge allowed after a long pause.
What I was thinking about at that moment was, at the forefront of my mind was Sheriff Brown's policies, and that is generally there's no contact with the defendant. But when he said please a second time, I just could not refuse him. I could not. And so I said yes. I thought they both needed it, and that's why I didn't want to stand in the way of it.
Now, soon after that emotional moment and walking over to hug Jean's family, Judge Kemp walked over to Geiger to talk to her. Judge Kemp says she talked about her with forgiveness, and Geiger requested a hug from the judge twice. A conversation about God led to Judge Kemp giving Geiger her personal Bible, which she retrieved from her chambers.
What I told her was, Brant Jean has forgiven you. Please forgive yourself, so that you can live a purposeful life when you get out of prison. She asked me if God would forgive her. And I said, yes, I believe he will. He will forgive you. And then she said, Well, I don't even have a Bible. I don't know where to begin. I don't have a Bible. And I just said, I'll get you one. I saw someone who was really, really hurting deeply. And if a hug was going to help her, I had to extend love and compassion to her.
Now, during the trial, the defense tried to get the state's lead investigator, David Armstrong, and a former deputy police chief, Craig Miller, certified as expert witnesses. Both law enforcement officers said, based on the totality of the facts, they believed that Geiger's deadly force was reasonable. Armstrong also said he did not believe that Geiger was guilty of a crime. But Judge Kemp did not allow the opinions of either witness to be heard by that jury. I asked the judge if she believes that decision will trigger an appeal.
I don't know, and I don't want to comment on rulings that took place in the case in particular. I can just say that in cases involving an allegation of self-defense, the standard is for an ordinary and prudent person. You don't need an expert to help an ordinary and prudent person determine a reasonable decision.
Now, looking back over the trial, Judge Kemp says she would not have done anything differently. She says she'd even hug Amber Geiger again, despite facing possible reprimand and also a lot of public backlash. Now, she told me afterwards that following that very public trial and sentencing, she did go attend a previously scheduled retreat, which she tells me it is something that she greatly needed.
Been heard around the world right now is the judge hugging Amber Geiger. People are saying no, people are saying yes.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
You know, I find it very interesting that you go into court and they want you to put your hand on the Bible and swear to God, but then they don't want you to act like a godly being in the process. So the judge hugging this woman brings humanity to our legal system, which is what's missing, which is why we have so many people rotting in jail for non-violent crimes, because the humanity is gone. So, and if we weren't in the courtroom, I'm not clear why we think we have an opinion. Why can't that judge do what she did from her heart and her mind to serve I should just call her Amber, to serve Amber? Why can't she just do what was in her heart and her mind?
Sure. So his brother and the judge, they both gave her hugs, so forgiveness is definitely in order.
You know, forgiveness isn't for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. I am so proud of that young man for claiming his right not to spend the next 10, 15 years in anger and upset with the woman who's in jail. He said his brother would have forgiven her. That's legacy. And when we want to honor those that we love, we do what they would do in their honor. So I'm glad he made that choice not to waste his life being upset with her. I'm glad that he made the choice to honor his brother's legacy. And I'm glad that as a black man, you understand, he became a demonstration for other black men about how to move from one step to the next.
I would like to know how you all feel about this situation, and while you are letting me know, could you please like and share this video and subscribe to Geneva's Closet if you haven't already done so right here on YouTube. And you can follow me on Facebook at Geneva's Closet, and you can email me at genevascloset22@gmail.com. You all have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.